Good morning, welcome back to another vlog. As you can tell, I pretty much just woke up and it's 11:30, so off to a great start. Got my coffee and I have this delicious olive oil cake that my girlfriend baked, and it's been my favorite dessert recently. And now the coffee made me hot, so I don't need this blanket anymore. It's kind of rare for me to do a day in the life, mainly because I feel like my day-to-day life is not that exciting to be worth vlogging for. And for the past several months, all my vlogs have been, travel vlogs or any sort of special event going on. But the whole reason I started this channel for vlogging is to document my life. And I feel like it kind of defeats the purpose if I don't genuinely document my day-to-day life, or at least frequent enough to represent my day-to-day life. I feel like whenever I had to upload a YouTube vlog, I would wait for some sort of special thing to happen. But one, that makes an inconsistent upload schedule, and two, it wouldn't be an accurate representation of documenting my life. So although this is going to be a little bit difficult for me because I'm gonna be cringing on the inside, today I want to capture as much detail as possible for my day, and at the same time trying to make it more presentable and cinematic. Another topic that I've been kind of struggling is what kind of content and niche that I am going to be focusing on for my content. I feel like so far it's been kind of wishy-washy with like cinematic videography content to whatever I am experiencing or doing, and it's been a mixture of just like, pretty looking video and maybe like cooking stuff here and there. And I don't want to just blame the algorithm for my lack of success, but I think I'm kind of confusing the algorithm by like mixing it up every time, and this kind of conflicts my creative freedom because I don't like to just like do one thing, put myself in a box, and I also don't want to do the exact same thing over and over. So generally I put myself in the mindset that every time I make a video is gonna be something new or something different. But I do feel like that's kind of like a recipe for burnout and not being consistent, but at the same time being too monotonous with my content. Like I tell myself that I'm trying to do something new every time, but then it just kind of turns out to be the same thing anyway. So considering that I am trying to pursue this full time and I even quit my job recently, I am trying to focus a bit more and be more locked in about, what I need to do for the sake of growing without being a sellout, of course. So today there are a couple errands that I was thinking about running. One of them is checking in on my film photography development. I was a naive boy a month ago, and I trusted that Walgreens was gonna be a good place to get my film developed, and now it's been a month, maybe even over a month, and they said they're supposed to text me when they get the photos back. There's always a possibility I may have written my phone number wrong, which I kind of doubt, but I do have the receipt for the package that I sent, so I'm just gonna go check in, see if they have it. If they don't have it, that sucks. There is a potential chance that the film is just lost forever, which I'm not exactly sure how that's possible. I spent money on that film and I took a lot of pictures that, could be very sentimental. And I've been meaning to make a video about the film photo, and I can't because I don't have the results for it. But I guess sometimes in life, there are things that you can't control. Aside from that, me and my girlfriend plan to go to Lava Hot Springs today, just as a little bit of a date night. Now, I don't know how I feel about, the ethics of bringing a camera to a hot spring. Like it's in a similar realm of like bringing a camera to a swimming pool or a beach. A beach might be a little bit better, but a hot spring? Am I gonna get arrested? So I will be bringing my camera there, but I don't think I'm gonna point it towards the hot spring. Lava Hot Spring is a classic childhood spot that I used to go to a lot with my friends. We had a tradition where every time it was my friend's birthday, we would go down there together. And now that we live closer, me and my girlfriend have been visiting a lot more, and it's been really nice, just staying at a nice hot tub, or not a hot tub, hot spring. So yeah, that's what I have planned for today. I know it has been a little bit rambly in the beginning, and hopefully it doesn't kill my retention. But I'm trying to be more real and honest so that I can have a parasocial relationship with you. Anyways, let me finish my coffee and my cake, and let's get to work. Okay, I just came back from Walgreens and I asked if there was any updates with my film photo. So then they put in the order number and then they told me, oh, it's still processing. And I was like, oh, okay, it's been the whole last month, but it's, whatever. And then the employee looks in the bin for all the orders and then they look through my last name and they find one that is under my name. And I'm like, oh, great. Maybe they forgot, to update it and let me know. So I paid for it and I came back home and I didn't ask for a physical print, but then they gave me some. And I'm looking through some of these pictures. Let me hook this on. And first of all, they're super underexposed, so they're just really dark. But then these are pictures that I do not recognize. Like this is like a car show. This is like some sort of fall. Kind of gives Vegas vibes a little bit, but I for sure did not take these pictures. And then there's this picture here of the order that they took, and that is not my name. So they developed and packed someone else's pictures into a package that has my name on it. So yeah, baffling to say the least. And Walgreens by default give you a CD for a digital copy. And I can for sure, you can't see on screen, but I can for sure say these are the same pictures that's printed out, which is also not mine. So yeah, quite interesting situation that we're in right now. Yeah, I'm gonna go get a refund and see if they do or do not actually have my photos. I know the lighting is absolutely terrible right now, but I just had to quickly report this because I don't know, Walgreens, you're on thin ice, buddy. Wow, that was such a cringe white people thing to say. Anyways, I'll be back
later.
So worst case scenario happened. My photo was not there. And what's even worse is I feel bad for the person whose picture was in my package. They're not gonna get their picture back until my picture gets developed and goes to the store. Not exactly sure how the system works. The outer packaging that has my name on it should be hers. So her name is on my picture's package. So until it comes, she can't get her own pictures. So Walgreens just fucked us both. So yeah, nice little lesson for me to not use Walgreens to develop photos. Now, ideally, I would be able to go to a photography store here locally and get it developed there. But as far as I know, there isn't, which is kind of crazy. But I did a little bit of research online and there are online professional services that does develop photos. I forgot what their names were, but they, first of all, deliver it to you, which is nice. And I think that means that they have a proper tracking system to know what the progress is. While Walgreens, they're like, okay, we're gonna send it to Fujifilm and who knows when it's gonna be done. And if it is done and we get it in our store, we're not gonna tell you. What do you mean you're not gonna tell me? Because normally, if you print something in Walgreens, then they'll text it to you and be like, oh, your photo's done and ready to pick up. But apparently for film development, they don't do that. So yeah, interesting series of events just happened. So moral of the story, I don't know if there's a moral of the story. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get a little bit of work done and edit my previous video, which is already out. By the time this video should be out. Sometimes I procrastinate a little bit. The video editing takes a little bit longer than it should, which, is completely my fault. But yeah, let's lock in. It was like such a huge high school too. Who are you gonna dance with? It's gonna ask you if you're a partner. or 300,000.
Wait, okay.
Two of the Chinese or whatever you want. I don't hear from either, so.
Alright, so we landed on the moon. I was part of the Artemis 2 mission, and I'm staying here for a little bit. But here we are at Craters of the Moon. Frankly, it doesn't really look like a moon that much, but let's just say it is. Today's really sunny, literally beaming down, and there's no shade anywhere. And we forgot to bring sunscreen. But we're doing this trail that is a little bit under 2 miles long. And it's like a loop, so we're just gonna walk around it. We just kind of took a break, had our lunch. We got some Subway before coming here. It was really, really good. And yeah, we're gonna get back onto the trail. I feel like one of the things I struggle a lot when vlogging is finding the motivation and intention for vlogging my day. Like, I think to myself, what's the reason that I'm vlogging this? What's the reason that I am documenting this? What would be a way for viewers to find this interesting so that they stick around and watch the entire video? But vlogging for the past couple of days was a good exercise for me, because in my head, it's not anything that is crazy special or somewhere cool, somewhere that is social media worthy. It was just kind of me yapping about what's in my head, some of the more ordinary things that happened in my day, primarily speaking, going on a date with my girlfriend. And I think it allowed me to put myself in a headspace where I don't intentionally go out to look for something that is beautiful, but finding beauty in something that's already there. So I think today's video was a good first step for me to be comfortable with myself, just sharing my life. And in the process of creating it, I recognize there's a lot of things that I can improve on. So hopefully I can put that to the test for the next couple videos. So thank you for watching me yap for like 90% of the time. Let me know if you enjoyed or did not enjoy listening to me. But yeah, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.